You'll have to remind me after stream. I have a question for you. It's completely on Pokemon related, but I'm not going to ask it in front of any prying eyes because me even bringing it up could be like, I shouldn't have brought it up because it's secret. Sick. Hi, chat. It's all just me. Let me. Actually, I don't. I need to send your stream to my friend through your link. I'm not gonna go open your thing. I do not want to see your team. Do you have a draft rule set, or do I have to use the little GitHub thing? Okay, so you already got it going. It's D&D 5e. Yes. Yeah, I gotta find some music. I might just listen to this song on loop until I win, and then I might not be able to stomach it after this match. Oh. I still think it was cool to use your thing, though. Yeah, that's true. Which I know I was like super adamant about wanting to play on cart, and then I realized like how unserious and unscary it is to lose a showdown game compared to like putting everything you got into a cart match and having to feel everything. You can't just like forfeit or play to the end because you feel every second that passes, especially when you're in a losing position. It could just be me. I feel like I'm playing in a tournament like every single match I play on cart. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's true. Is like it is still like a semi-casual draft where like you don't want it to be this super serious thing. Okay, I'm gonna accept. Okay. Good luck, have fun.
Can you hear me? Oh my god, have I not had audio this whole time? That's weird. He hasn't really felt like setting Tailwind at all. Let me look at something. Meowscarada feels banded to me. Also, but so does Salamence. Maybe it's Scarf. Interesting to bring Brick Break. How do I lead stronger into that? He hasn't revealed a Terra Blast on Salamence, right? No. Maybe I do this to just like rip damage and then have Raging Bolt. Maybe Raging Bolt and Thunderous. Maybe better. Meowscarada. Need to make sure that I am going to be faster in Tailwind than Meowscarada with, like, Scarf, maybe. If he's adamant, I think I will be faster. I will. Maybe I just do this and be a little bit safe. See what he locks into. Life Orb. Interesting. Alright, cool. It's going pretty good. Get a one-hit KO. Doing pretty good. Getting rid of Salamence. Salamence I did not expect to be like my biggest problem, and it really has turned out to be. Now he hasn't used Terra. I mean, I don't know if I would call it a call, Connor. I was just like, it would have been nice to just get Feather Dance into Meowscarada to reduce its damage output, and if I Terra Dark, I'm faster, so I'm not really concerned about he had Sucker Punch, right? Yeah. But I should be faster. 298, yeah. And then Brave Bird, I think should KO Meowscarada, right? Let me double check that. Yeah. I get a crit, alright. Oh, man. And Magneton blows up. Wow, this is not how I expected the game to go. Yeah, that crit totally mattered. Damn. Feel a little bad about that one. I don't know. Because it depends what his item was on Meowscarada, but he Terra'd to Fairy. He probably was using Play Rough. I would have still been faster and outsped. I would have outsped Meowscarada, Wicked Blow, KO'd Magneton. Yeah, like this, it like doesn't matter. GG's. All right. Let me get back to the call. Hello, GG's.
Good game.
Dude, I really wanted to use the fucking Iron Defense booster. Iron Treads. I wanted so badly. And then you just dual wing beated me, and I was like, oh man, that sucked. I had to use Raging Bolt and be boring.
Yeah, dude, I fucking hate Raging Bolt so much. It's so cringe.
Dude, your Salamence was giving me a lot more trouble than I was expecting. Here, wait. I'll share my team with you also in the battle.
I don't think there is I will say it again because I said it and you were like, you'll see it or you'll believe it when you see it. This is the most boring team I have made. I think.
It was Scarf Magneton. I had a feeling it was something like that. Ooh, you're telling me this is normal and you got Terra Fighting Terrablast Politoed with Assault Vest?
Yeah, I think this is boring. This is nothing about what I made is fun.
I feel like Terra Fairy Terrablast.
I made it as capable as I could of beating Blastoise and Raging Bolt, and the second was not true.
No, I wasn't planning on bringing Blastoise, unfortunately, just because you had so many water resists, and like the Iron Defense body press strategy just works so much better when your base defense is 120 and you also hit the field with a +1 defense. It was so it made a lot more sense to try and do it with Iron Treads, but it didn't quite work out.
I'll also say is the second you killed me with Meowscarada or with Raging Bolt, I knew you were Specs and I knew I lost.
Dude, Specs Raging Bolt, so good.
Like you did so much damage, and I was like, there is no way you just got a max roll like Magnet and you didn't take Life Orb damage. This is Specs.
Yeah, I love Specs Raging
Bolt. And so I literally spent the entirety of game 2 after that happened trying to figure out how the hell to beat it, and I just came to the conclusion I couldn't beat it.
No, I think despite the amount of Terra ground, I can't
beat Urshifu.
Yeah. Urshifu, once I realized like you weren't really trying to get Tailwind up also, I was like, oh, I could just set my own up. Like, you're not bringing Illumise. It is, well, you are. On game
honestly,
2 you did, but
I thought you were just gonna fucking paralyze every single Pokemon on my team.
No, you had too many dark types. Like, I had Eerie Impulse, Thunderwave, and Leer on my Thundurus.
Oh, I guess I have 2. Yeah. I thought the only interesting thing I think on my entire team is I thought Scarf Eerie Impulse was cool.
It was pretty cool. It definitely
made me want to do anything.
It didn't do a lot, but I would have rather just clicked Machigasha freely on that next turn, but I was -2 and it wasn't really going to do anything. So it did make me want to switch out.
Politoed took like 30% from Machigasha.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. I was like, wait a minute, that's not a lot of damage. Basculegion living, I was like, that's fine, I get it, but like, and Politoed's bulky too, but I was like, that should have done like 60. And it did not.
Yeah, but like the problem I ran into in the like hour and a half I looked at this, I don't know how, or I do not know if Archaludon would have been better than Basculegion.
I just think you shouldn't have brought Magneton. I think you should have just brought Archaludon.
You think so?
Yeah. So I played a couple practice games with Connor, and I will send you, or I could send you like the teams that I thought you were gonna bring. which I would say are
Maybe practice
arguably.
games would help me more.
I think they would. uh, like here, wait. Let me go to DM with you, and I can send you. There's one that the first one I sent is more like a Tailwind team, and then the other option I thought you were gonna do was like your Dusk Noir Trick Room kind of option. I thought that King Gambit with Defiant or like not Defiant with just like Black Classes, Terra Dark, Sucker Punch, Kowtow. Like I had so many. The only dark resistance I had on my team was Urshifu. Um, which is still a problem, but like you could it was like neutral damage and everything. I was like, you're gonna bring one of, if not both, Meowscarada or King Gambit. And it was just whether or not you felt that like a Tailwind mode or a Trick Room mode worked kind of better. So I thought Archaludon with Assault Vest good into or like better into Raging Bolt than other things, and getting Stamina Boost was at least nice into Iron Treads. But the other option was the Trick Room, where I think Archaludon was sturdy and like Power Herb with no Politoed would have been pretty strong too. Though I will say, in the practice games I played with Connor, I did beat him, I think, every time because I felt like I had built a good enough team into both Trick Room and Tailwind. But I wish you had gone Trick Room because it was so much easier to get Iron Defenses up when you had to click Trick Room turn 1.
Yeah, I honestly, at first, I thought it was because I intimidated you.
What? Wait, what?
That you got a defense boost.
Oh, no. It was actually because I would have gotten that either way. That was on purpose.
Okay.
I did have,
so I was like, oh, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, no, it was very intentional. I had an Iron Defense Body Press knockoff. I was thinking about other moves, but like neither of Iron Tread's stab moves actually do a lot into your team, really, besides high horsepower. And like I could do the same with Body Press. Exactly. So it's a lot harder for you to lower my defense, and I start off with crazy high defense. Yeah. I think when I was playing a practice game with Connor, I was +4 defense with the Cork Drive defense boost, and I think I was like 750 defense stat. It was insane.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So that was pretty cool, but I didn't get to do that.
I need to just build a better team.
What do you mean?
I think I'm playing too much mid game.
I think, well, you just
middling speed tiers.
Yeah, you tried to play in between speed that whole, well, like your Meowscarada was faster and everything, but you had Tailwind and just chose not to bring it. I think playing with like speed control at more the front of the game plan maybe would have been a bit better. Like, since I was bringing Fletchender every time, or not every time, I didn't bring a game 2.
Yeah, my thought was like, okay, if I set Tailwind, what does that actually accomplish for me? Because the Pokemon that are slower than mine don't, or the Pokemon that are entirely slower than mine don't like threaten me in a meaningful way, and the Pokemon that have a way of outspeeding me can outspeed me regardless of if I have Tailwind.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I don't think I even brought it game 1, and then I brought it game 2 and was like, it just sits here.
Yeah, it really wasn't accomplishing too much with Bug Buzz. I was expecting, so based on the way you were playing, I was thinking it was Choice Scarf Salamence, not Band, but I guess you were faster with Meowscarada. I wasn't really thinking about that, but you were just clicking the same moves. So
Meowscarada, I made Meowscarada 1 point faster than Thundurus and Salamence, 2 points faster than Urshifu.
Mm-hmm.
So that if you outsped either, I would know. I actually had said this to Connor, and I do wonder if this like changed anything. Is at some point I told him, like after I made the Meowscarada trade, that I thought as soon as I picked Meowscarada, it would force you into Scarf Urshifu. And
No.
so, like, I needed to kind of play around that.
That's fair. I think
With,
like
like,
that definitely
it
made
is
me be a
an
little scared.
offensive Terra, but if I click Play Rough into Urshifu, it's dying. It doesn't matter. I
Yeah.
didn't need to be Terra Fairy for any other reason besides I wanted to resist everything I thought you would have, which was U-turn, Sucker Punch, Wicked Blow, Close Combat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just wasn't really like Meowscarada is so frail that like Terra Electric specs uh Raging Bolt just kind of 1v1s it. And like having Fletchender was really clutch too because I got to like Feather Dance. And it's
I
not
thought it was
Prankster.
funny.
It's not Prankster, so I could do it to Meowscarada. I could technically accidentally do it to King Gambit, which I was scared about. And very glad that you didn't have that on your team. But I was playing against Connor, and like it was like us playing. I gave him the team, and I clicked Feather Dance turn 1 into like Salamence or Basculegion, and he was like, "Oh shit!" And I thought he was gonna switch out into King Gambit, so I was like, "I can't do that again. I can't do that again." So it was
I thought
definitely
it was
helpful.
cool attack. I didn't
It
even
is.
really realize why you were using Feather Dance until like game 2.
Yeah, it was just
Where I
slow
was
everything
like,
down.
oh, it's because it's priority. That's cool.
Yeah, but it's really. I mean, the only thing that it didn't really help against would be Flower Trick. But with the stuff I had on the
Yeah.
field, I wasn't really, I think at the time, concerned with getting Flower Tricked, more so play rough and knock off and stuff. When I was practicing with Connor too, I accidentally had Flame Body on Fletchender at first, and it procced on Basculegion from Aqua Jet. And
That's
that
so dumb.
that did change the game a bit. I really was like, I don't know, I didn't expect Salamence to come in as much handy, like dual wing. I was like, the only thing that threatens Terra Bug from Iron Treads is gonna be a flying type move. But like if I could just play around Salamence, that's fine. And then you just like whacked me with dual wing B and it was over. I didn't even have a defensive Terra on Sinisha. I just ran Terra Grass because I figured it would, like, I could live I think Life Orb plus, or like 3 times effect Last Respects from Basculegion if I Terra'd. That was like the specific circumstance. And then like Matcha Gotcha would 1-hit KO most Basculegions or something like that. Wouldn't have KO'd Politoed, as we found out. Fucking AV.
So
I mean,
stupid.
I love AV Politoed. I think I used AV Politoed at least once in CPDL. It was on the same team I was using Florges, and I had used AV Florges one time, which was just like pure evil amounts of special defense. It was crazy. Even Politoed has really high base special defense, I think, too, right?
Yeah, like 100.
Yeah, and then you boost it by 1.5, and it goes crazy.
No, I don't think I played bad. I think I just built a little bit something not great. So we run it back in playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think you played
That's
bad
not
at all.
happening again.
Well, I think at this point,
I surely could have played worse, but I think, like Pokemon is, I think this was decided outside of team building or outside of the game.
yeah, I mean, I didn't get that much time, I will say, to team build, but I did probably get more than you, which helped, and I was able to concoct something of a game plan, and also just that I had Raging Bolt, I guess. But I also
think I
got
built it in about 45 minutes, and then I sent it to someone. And while I was at work, I like just looked at the Google sheet we had to see if I would change anything. And I think the only thing that had changed was Politoed was originally Terra Ground, and then I was like, oh well, Orthworm would kind of just like love to get its health back, and then can probably just fight Politoed.
If I was Terra Water, yeah. If I was Terra Water, I would like wall Politoed. I just wasn't really that concerned about Politoed's damage output when I had like Raging Bolt. Like you could have Terra Ground would have actually been a lot better into my Raging Bolt, and it would have walled my Thunderous too. I was just chill with like like the way you've been playing in this league, I feel like you've had Terra something Terra Blast on at least one Pokemon, if not more than one, every single
I
week.
think I've had 2 Terra Blasts a team.
Pretty much, and you hit the mark here in 4 places actually. Used 4 Terra Blasts. Even on Illumise, who gets Dazzling Gleam, by the way, which I think would have been similar. I think it also gets like Draining Kiss or Alluring Voice. But
So
Terra Blast is
Draining
single
Kiss
target.
didn't kill.
It doesn't kill. Terra Fairy Draining Kiss doesn't kill Urshifu.
I think it's like just shy or something like that. Let me read.
That would be so kind of pathetic for
because
for
I
Illumise.
checked. Let me see.
If it's Urshifu and Terra Fairy Illumise with Dazzling Gleam.
Okay, Terra Fairy Draining Kiss absolutely smokes it. But like without the Terra, it does like 87% max.
Yeah.
And then I don't think Dazzling Gleam is any higher. Oh, Dazzling Gleam has a chance to kill. Which could have been more fun.
I mean, Terra Blast would have always gotten the kill because it's single target.
Yeah, like I would have to Terra. I would have to Terra regardless of what I wanted to happen.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think I only have 3 Terra Blasts.
Yeah,
I do.
You have 3 this week, which is actually above average for you, I think. Like I was like very actually I think maybe over-indexed on Terra Ground, Terra Blast, Basculegion. When in fact you had
it was something I thought about. Yeah, so I had 2 last week.
You had 2 last week. And then there's the one I was thinking about at the time.
The week before
was with Dakota.
I had 3.
The week before that you had 3. And then like you smoked Dakota's Fluttermane with Terra Steel, Terra Blast, Basculegion. So I was like, I'm not letting that happen to me.
I think that was the coolest thing I did all season.
I think it was too. Because there was like not just you click Terra Ground or Terra Steel, Terra Blast. You also had that situation set up in your head with like Choice Scarf. And,
yeah, like I literally had the situation and said, well, if this ever comes up.
And then it came up.
And then it
immediately,
came up.
Game 1. I think it was Game 1, right?
It was the first turn of Game 1.
Yeah. So I was not going to let that happen. I did just accept that I would probably die to that if you, like, Terra Ground, Terra Blast, if you used it on Raging Bolt. But I figured I had 3 switch-ins to ground-type moves, so I was like, safe enough, and I could, like, if you were locked into that with, like, a Choice Band, I could abuse that. I just really wish I could have gotten more Iron Defenses up with Iron Treads. I'll see if I can find the replay of when I was playing Connor, because I want to show you what it ended up being like. Like it was kind of crazy because it did take like +3 body press, or it was like +2 body press, and I used a Leer on Archaladon, like a bulky stamina boost kind of set. It took Leer plus Quirk Drive plus 1 Iron Defense body press to KO. But it did in 1 hit, and it was awesome.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Because this was something I've been thinking about, because if you look at it, there is a defensive Terra on, like, Salamence. It can be argued that Meowscarada's is, but Meowscarada has an offensive move, so, like...
Yeah. It's kind of both.
With the pattern, because obviously I don't know how seriously anyone has been taking this. When you see the Terras, were your instant thought, oh, that probably has Terra Blast?
For Salamence, yes. For Meowscarada, it was like, you have Play Rough. For Magneton, it was yes, absolutely. Like, there's no... for Magneton, there's really not any other reason that you'd want to have Ground Terra besides to Terra Blast. Because you get walled by Raging Bolt otherwise. For Illumise, I kind of figured it was Dazzling Gleam, not Terra Blast, but it would have come out to kind of the same thing.
Yeah, like you were thinking it was an offensive Terra.
Yeah, I mean, I just think about it like, do they have a move that makes sense to use? Like I just know enough of the moves at this point, how long we've been playing, that I just assume like if you have a move of that type, you're probably gonna try and use it. And with Salamence, I was thinking Terra Blast partially because you didn't have any flying immunities around the team, so I figured it wasn't Earthquake.
So I had Earthquake on it at one point, and I don't remember if Earthworm was the reason I took it off, or it was because I didn't want to have Protect on one of the Mons. I think it was like I didn't want to end up in an endgame with Magneton where I just instantly fucking annihilated him with Earthquake.
Yeah, just blow him up. If
But
you had
that was
Sturdy,
original.
that would
Like
have been a
some
little
of
different.
yeah, that would have been a little different.
Well, GG's again.